All right, we are back here. We do have recovery now, and we have Lurking working on door warp. And getting it, he actually did have several missed attempts there. Looks like a fifth try door warp, thanks to Richard in the truck for being able to keep count on that. As LusTher is heading out of the grenade tree, so solid play from both runners as we were having some technical difficulties, and they're both able to pretty much continue the same pace and the same deficit along the way here.
Yeah, it was about a 225-ish separation between runners as of light grenade. So, lurking now in his final escape left-hand side of your screen. Charge dashes with some stomp cancels, very nice. He's got the UI up, making certain that his energy consumption is where it needs to be. So at 2, fire elemental room, nice clean one bash off of that shot. You'll often see a lot of less experienced runners take the first shot, bash up, and double jump again just to set it up a little bit more safely. Lurking, playing with all sorts of confidence, just taking that first shot and bashing straight into the subsequent room. Now setting up for his grenade jump on the lower position. There's a couple different places to put this. Nearly jumps into the rock. He's only got 2 more attempts at this grenade jump. And there it is on his attempt.
GG to Lurking, able
nice
to wrap
grenade jump from LusTher, by the way, right side, coming into Enter Horror.
That's one of my favorites. And LusTher will be heading in to Mount Horror, perform some door warps. He will, unfortunately, be taking the loss here in both the race and the match. You know, stuff like this, you have races like this sometimes, and obviously you don't love the fact that they happen. It feels really bad, but I think LusTher has the ability to be proud of the work he's put into the game, and the fact that he achieved his sub 30 today is just an incredible achievement that, like, you can never take that away. That can't be erased by losing this race. And he is going to wrap up with warp skip as well, so he's going to show us that he's not scared of any of this tech. He is not, thinking too much about how the outcome of the race is here. He's just going to show us what he's capable of and remind us the nice little send-off here as Lurking has just wrapped up. And GG to Lurking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not going to be happy being knocked out of this, but as you said, being one of the few people in the world with a sub 30 in this category, it's definitely going to be a highlight of his day. I don't think that, a couple weeks down the road he's going to be thinking too much about being knocked out of the tournament. He's going to be like, heck yeah, I got a sub 30. First try grenade jump, GG to LusTher, as he'll be finishing with what looks to be just over 34.
GG. Once again, another one of these matches goes kind of in the direction of the seeding, but with some heavy twists along the way.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot closer. It happened to not be, and I think it's LusTher's energy levels having PB'd this morning. Sort of just qualified a little bit. He was perfect on door warp up until this very race where he missed it like 4 or 5 times. So, GG to both runners. Excellent performance from Lurking and LusTher as well.
Indeed, and Lurking will be moving on to face the number 3 seed in the next round. That is our illustrious Cricket, Hello Jiminy. So we will be getting to see that in the upcoming week as this rounds out our round of 16. That is all of the quarterfinalists now have all been determined. But, to kind of send us off here and wrap things up, we're going to be joined by both runners, LurkingAssassin and LusTher. And we'll start with Lurking, as always, the victor here. GG to you. And how do you feel exactly about that? How do you feel about Final Fantasy X? Tell us that.
Yeah, it's a decent game, but yeah.
Did you give any consideration over the course of the past week to maybe replacing 10 hours of Final Fantasy X with 10 hours of Ori practice?
I did not launch Ori since my last tournament race.
Oh, jeez.
Not even considered.
I considered it, but I ended up not doing it.
But it did cross your mind, and that was the important thing.
Yeah,
Turns out it didn't matter. Very solid performance from you.
Thank you.
Just to sort of walk us through, I suppose coming off of that break that you've been having playing some other games coming into this race here, not having had that practice, some early slip ups in game one. Did you feel at any point that rust was going to get to you, or were you completely confident that the muscle memory would kick in and you'd be able to show us what you do?
Honestly, I was confident in my games, in my gameplay. Like I knew I could pull decent times, even though my second race wasn't my best performance. But I knew I could do well. But what I was worried about is actually LusTher. He's been pulling out some insane times recently, and I didn't even know if I could beat those times, even if like I was kind of in shape. So basically, in my performance, I was confident, but LusTher is just a great runner, and I didn't know what to expect coming into this race.
So LusTher, we'll turn to you then, because you had the sub 30 for the first time this morning, which again, GG, congratulations on that.
GG.
And tell us how you kind of felt going into this race after having just done that. Like, uh, I know from experience, at least, like when you pull off that PB, there's a long drop off of adrenaline afterwards. And so I'm wondering, how was your experience of that as you came in here?
I don't know actually. Um, I would say when I came to the race, I was like, maybe it's possible, but I know every time tournament nerves get me really really nervous. And for example, hands shaking are, I would say, a bit of a pain. So I don't know.
Yeah, the hands shaking, man. That is a rough one. Do you think there were any like specific moments where, like, specifically because of the nerves of the hand shaking, things like that, that you kind of ate spikes or like took a big time loss or anything like that, or do you play safely specifically to target not taking time losses because of it?
I missed Sorobash like I think maybe 3 or 4 times in this whole match, and I think it's mainly because of that, because it's been quite a long time I didn't miss the streak, so whatever.
That said, I'm sure in light of getting the sub 30 this morning, Will and I were kind of talking about it before you joined us. That's got to be a pretty big highlight for you. And even though you're knocked out of the tournament, you're probably kind of, in a way, not caring because of your excellent performance this morning.
Yeah, I think this the sub 30. I was not even expecting it, so now that I get it, I'm done with all skills, so I'm done with the tournament and all skills at the same time, so it's good.
Oh, so what are you going to be moving on to then? Different category in Ori?
I'm probably getting back in old engines.
Ooh, very
Nice.
nice.
Best category.
Lurking Assassin. I know a couple other people that'll be excited. Looking for
Us,
your part, you also had your big goal in all skills was the sub 29, which you achieved back in December, and you have been kind of, you know, focusing on other projects since then. But you also continuing to move on this tournament. You're going up against Elo Jiminy next. If going only by the numbers, it's a decently close matchup. But how do you feel about that? How are you approaching all skills right now?
Basically, like I said that last race, and I'm gonna say it again, but I do plan on actually practicing for that race, even though it is kind of pointless. Ella will definitely beat me. He is probably the best or one of the top 3 runners in the tournament, and he has insane time, insane consistency. I do not expect to win that race, but I think I'm gonna try to prepare as much as I can for it in the off case that maybe he doesn't have his best runs and I could possibly beat him.
all right. I think that does it for now. As you can see, we are done with this round, and we'll be moving on to the next one. Ronnie and Raziel, number 1 versus 8. Hitachi versus my co-commentator Vuligin. Wilson versus Terra, and Elo Jiminy versus Lurking Assassin. Currently, the first race that we have scheduled is going to be happening at 4 p.m. Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time. Ronnie versus Raziel. Schedules are ongoing, so we may have a race occur before then. We have all the relevant links for you being posted in chat that you can make sure that you're up to date on, and you can also keep an eye on the Speed Gaming network of channels and their schedule page to make sure that you are abreast of the next round of Ori All Skills action.
Indeed, and of course, you can also join our Discord where we will be on an ongoing basis discussing the ongoing tournament and getting hype and celebrating each other's PBs and things like that. So, it's a big wall of GGs for LusTher this morning when he pulled off the sub 30. And again, it will just echo GG to both of you guys and GG to Lurking specifically, as you'll be moving on to the next round. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Shafe, for joining me this morning for the commentary. And thank you as well to Richard and Oshi in the truck helping us out with the key insights, and Griffs, our restreamer, for having to recover from a very untimely internet outage, and also, of course, in general, for doing the restream for us here tonight. That's going to be it. We will see you guys very soon. Have a good one.